Ho there, friend. What are you doing out here at this time of day? In a few hours, the Bone Rippers will come out of their caves, and unless you're eager to meet one in person, you should see to it that you're far from here when that happens. What? You made it all the way here without ever seeing one of them? Lucky you. They are beasts, as big as trolls and as swift as tigers. They sleep through most of the day, but at dusk they usually come out to look for prey. And, unfortunately, they have gotten a taste for human flesh. Heard of it? I guess you could say that. Behind these gates is the Valley of Silvergrove, and... you know what? Actually, I was just about to close the gate for the night. But if you're looking for our village anyway, why don't you just come in? I won't open them again until tomorrow noon, but that should be enough time for you to finish whatever business you have here. My Dame Thalar's banana grog is a blast, if that helps you decide. Is it? I think trust has to start somewhere, doesn't it? And I've got a good gut feeling about you. That has to be enough for starters. Glad to hear it. Follow me. So I guess this is farewell, isn't it? Unless you have questions. Well, you know, Silvergrove wasn't always as nice a place as it is now. Back in the old days, it was quite harsh, actually. But then, some traveler came by and left us with a small boy. He had a terrible disease, and I suppose that's why the guy just abandoned him. I don't know how someone can be that heartless, but it was probably for the best. Ulbar adopted him, and... when exactly was that? 4 years ago, the boy found a silver vein while he was playing in a small cave near the grove. And, well, from then on the wealth just flowed in pretty much by itself. Come to think of it, I don't want to imagine what this place would be like without the little fella. His name is Rheneas, or at least that was the name stitched on the blanket that stranger left him with. Who knows? Maybe you'll see him for yourself. He's quite popular. I'm no apothecarius, but he had these tumors all over his face, and his left leg was entirely crippled. But just a few moons after Ulbar took him in, he started getting better. The weather, maybe? I don't know. But I'm glad it happened. That boy is a treasure. Anything else? Otherwise, I'm damn ready for a nap. A headache? Nah, sorry. Could be the heat. Or maybe you were just thirsty. I wouldn't worry too much about it if I were you. Any more questions? Ah, don't mention it. Walk blessed.
What? Who are you? Can I help you? Foster father. But yes, I am. Why do you ask? Do you know Rheneas? Is it? Well then, be my guest. His room is just through that door over there. I think he's reading at the moment, but he always likes company. You sure ask a lot of questions, my sir. But okay, why not? You know, I'm a widower. My companion and I always wanted to have a foster kid before Rheneas. But as you said, life here was harsh, especially before Rheneas discovered the silver veins. Frankly, we barely had enough to eat ourselves, and there weren't exactly a lot of orphans around here to take in either. Well, when my companion died, I was occupied with my thoughts, as you can imagine. Flesh maggots. There was nothing I or the apothecary could do for him. And Rheneas appeared out of nowhere, discarded like a blunt knife. I saw him and I don't know, how could I just leave him there? What kind of person could? It was demanding at first, to say the least, especially with his condition. But even then, I never regretted it, not for a second. Maybe it's a way of honoring the memory of my companion. I don't know. In any case, I'm glad it all happened like it did. Here in Silvergrove, we are all one big happy family. And every day I can feel how happy Rheneas is, knowing that we all accept him and love him, no matter what. Yes, maybe we are. But you know, trust has to start somewhere, and in my experience, it is always rewarded. We have never had any problems with new people in Silvergrove. Never. and I have a hunch that's not about to change now. Well, you sure know a lot about my boy, considering that you've never seen him before. But yes, it's true. He's as healthy as a horse, and has been for quite some time now. For some reason, those tumors he had started healing shortly after he arrived here. And no, I don't know why. And frankly, I'm not sure I want to. Some questions are better left unasked, as the saying goes. But you know what? Even if that miracle hadn't happened, it wouldn't have made a difference. Not here in Silver Grove. We would never have abandoned him like the ones who brought him here did. Rheneas has a good heart, and that's all that matters.
Whoa there, you gave me a start. Who are you? I don't think I've seen you before. Ark? That's way out there, isn't it? Then you must be very happy to. Hey Thoris, what are you doing? Oh, blazes, that's my favorite toy. You look as if you can run fast. Can you catch Thoris for me and get my teddy back? If you don't, I'm sure he will bury it somewhere in the sand. And I'll never get it back then. Could you? Man, that's really nice of you. Then run, quickly, before he's gone. There you are. So, did you catch him? You found it? Show me. Yes, that's him. Wow, that was just awesome. Thank you. Retha and Gages will be so jealous when I tell them that I have a friend like you. You are my friend, aren't you? Questions? Sure. You helped me, and now I'll help you. That's what friends do, isn't it? I don't know. I think I'm 7. Yes, that's it. 7 years old. Is it? I don't know. Daddy taught me how to read very early, and I just love it. Books are like pictures you can enter whenever you want. When I'm older, I want to write them too. Sick. Yes, I think I was, but that was a long time ago. I can hardly remember. I had these bumps all over my face, and they itched all day long. And whenever I wanted to walk, I had to walk funny because my right leg was always swollen. But it just went away when I got older, and now I can run faster than even Gages. And he's quick, let me tell you. Where I'm from? What do you mean? If you say so. Yeah, I do. They're so beautiful, aren't they? You know, here in Silver Grove, we have them in so many more colors than the outside does. Daddy told me that once. I catch them, put them into a jar for a day or two so that I can draw them, and then I free them again. A stone? But what would you want with a stone? Okay, yes, I think I know which stone you're talking about. And yes, I can show you where it is, but only under one condition. Man, you are really mean. You know that? You want something from me, so I have the right to ask something from you in return. That's only fair. That we make a bargain. That's what you grown-ups call it, isn't it? A bargain? It's simple. You grant me 3 wishes and I show you where the stone is. Well, I can ask for 3 things that you have to do for me. And don't worry, it will be fun. You'll see. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Awesome! I knew you would say yes, and we can start right away. Just come down to the beach in a few minutes.
The left switch makes it go faster. The right one starts it. You got it?
Yeah, thanks, Daddy. You're the best father in the whole world.
And you are the best son. But look who came. I will leave you two to it, okay? And remember, don't steer it toward the village. You don't want anyone getting hurt. Have a good time, you two.
Hey, that was quick. So, are you ready? It will be a blast. I promise. Okay, actually, it's really simple. Do you know how to shoot a bow? I knew it. Awesome. So, now look. Ta-da! Isn't it awesome? That's a starling sphere. Daddy found it in the old ruin down by the beach and put it back together for me. And he said it's really, really old. Great, isn't it? Yes, it is, but Daddy is like a wizard when it comes to fixing things. Every time I break something, he just glues it back together like nothing happened. Well, what do you think? We'll try it out. I always wanted to do that, but Daddy said that I'm too young to use a bow. But you aren't. So, that's my first wish. I want you to try out the sphere with me. Easy. You take the bow over there, and I let the sphere fly free. Then you need to aim for it and hit it before I make it land again. Ah, and don't start firing before it is open. Otherwise your arrows will bounce right off. So, are you ready to go? At first, I'll make it fly slowly, but in the second and third rounds, I'll make it go faster. I don't know. I thought it would be fun. And that's what's important, isn't it? That you are happy as long as you are here in Silver Grove. Awesome. Don't worry if you do poorly the first time. We can play as often as you like. If you're ready, take the bow over there and I'll start the sphere. Ew, sorry. I shouldn't have made it go so fast. Then it would have been easier for you, but still, it was fun. So, what do you say? Another round? Maybe you can do even better. Yeah, sure. That must be tiring, huh? But you did great, really. Thank you for playing with me. I'll go back to the village and tell Daddy that we're done. Just come back to the house when you're ready to hear my second wish.
Walk blessed, and welcome to Silent Moon's Inn. You're not from around here, are you? How can I help you? Yes, you're right. I haven't been on the outside for ages, and honestly, I don't plan to change that anytime soon. Most of this place's beauty is owed to the river that comes from the mountain. There's a nice little legend about how it came to be. Care to hear it? All right then. I'm sure you already saw the ancient ruin near the waterfall, didn't you? It is said that once a wealthy couple of sublime path lived there. They were tired of the mainland's never-ending troubles and thus moved here, which is an odd choice, especially considering that before the oasis grew, this place was little more than dust and sand. But nevertheless, they did, and they hired the best craftsmen in Duneville to build them a home here. Fruit, bread, and water had to be brought here weekly. Lavish, but it worked. After a couple of years living there, the woman gave birth to a child, Ceneri, a healthy boy, young and strong. Only 6 months after his birth, he already knew how to speak and walk. It all seemed as if the family would lead a happy life there for years to come. But then, something strange happened. The Myrads stopped coming. Days passed, weeks, and finally moons. No matter how long they waited, they just wouldn't come. And slowly but surely their provisions would run out. The route to Duneville was far too perilous to be traveled alone, so they were trapped. "We will die here," the father said as they sat together one day, he and his wife emaciated and weak, since they saved all the food that was left for their son. Ceneri was desperate. He screamed, cried, and asked the gods for help, but he was powerless. One gray, desolate morning, it was over, and both his mother and father were dead. Weakened and starving himself, the son then stood in front of his beloved parents' bodies, fell to his knees, and whispered, "Why is this happening to me? What have I done to deserve such cruelty?" And he started crying. And then a miracle happened. As the first tears reached the dusty ground, a flower started sprouting, and only a second later it was fully grown. Then grass, and then, just like a flood, a wave of life crashed through the dusty valley, and everywhere wonderful plants and trees came into being. And finally, before the boy had even realized what had happened, a stream of water crashed through the rock. And as Ceneri lay there, his body fragile and his eyes wet, he realized what he had done without understanding how. He smiled, closed his eyes, and died. Well, that's it. According to the legend, the grove has been the way it is now ever since then. So, how did you like the story? Oh, you're welcome. It was one of my favorite stories when I was younger, despite the ending. Yes, I won't argue with that. And do you want to know something bizarre? I don't have the slightest idea why my companion and I chose the name back in those days. The memory seems a little blurry, unreal. Huh, but I guess that was due more to the brandy than anything else.
Ah, hey, that was really fun, wasn't it? You'll see, in Silver Grove, it's always like that. No one is ever angry around here, and they're all nice to each other. You know, you could stay here if you'd like. I'm sure Daddy and the others would help you build a house, and then we could play together every day. Oh, okay then. Anyway, I now know what my second wish is gonna be. Ready to hear it? Alrighty. As you know, I really love to collect butterflies, to draw them, and by now I've drawn almost every kind that can be found around Silver Grove, except for one, the Moonglow Moth. And that's my second wish. I want you to help me catch some of them. They look so incredibly awesome. Their wings are black and blue at the same time, and they shine in the sunlight like crystals. Normally, it's very hard to catch them because they are really tiny, but I know a trick. You have to search with your eyes and your ears at the same time. If you listen closely, you can hear this weird ringing noise that they make when they fly, and that can help you find them, even in the forest. Just be careful when you catch them. I don't want them to get hurt or anything. Here, I'll give you 15 jars, but if you find 7 of them, that should be enough. Yeah, the Moonglow Meadow. That's next to the old watermill. You have a map, don't you? Here, I'll make a cross where the meadow starts. I'll wait for you in the village, just in front of the tavern. Just meet me there when you're done. Have fun and good luck. So have you already caught enough? Or do you want to keep looking some more?
Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you all over the
Yeah,
city.
that's awesome.
The commander wants
Thank
to
you
see
so much. I could never have found that many without you. I am sure that was fun.
Nothing to be
Wasn't
scared
it?
of, I'm sure. At least it didn't sound like it would be.
Awesome.
Just
I
before
knew
turning
you'd
around
like
to the
it.
next muster,
And I've got
all right?
something else prepared for you. Just let me take the jars back home first. See you soon.
Don't mention it.
Hey, good to see you. Are you ready for my last wish? I think you will like it. I'll tell you in a moment. Let's go to the old ruin near the waterfall. I've prepared a little surprise for you there. Come, lead the way. So, ta-da! That's the surprise I promised you. Do you see it? That's us, on the beach here in Silver Grove, right where we tested the sphere. Do you like it? It's really nice, isn't it? Why? Of course me. Who else? It turned out really well, didn't it? Do you think so? I thought you'd like it, but I wasn't sure. Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Can I tell you my last wish now? After that, I will give you the stone, just like we agreed. I promise. I want you to stay here. I want you to stay and be part of the family. I'm sure Daddy would let you move in if I asked him. Then we could play together every day. And every night we'd have supper with Daddy like we were siblings. It would be so great, wouldn't it? But why not? Why? I just don't understand. It's so much better here in Silver Grove than anywhere else. No one is ever hungry or sick, and there are never any clouds or rain. What is there in that stupid city that you need to get back to? The world out there, it's so cruel, so cold. Or is it me? It's me, isn't it? I've been a bad little brother to you, and all my games were stupid and boring. But I will change all that, I promise. I just don't want you to leave. Without you, I'll be alone again. And I don't want to be alone anymore. Yes, I will be. There's something I need to tell you, but I'm afraid that you will hate me when I do. Just like all the others. It's just, I don't know where to start. I never wanted them to be trapped here. You have to believe me, but it was the only way to make them love me. Back then, they were always mean to me, even though I never did anything wrong. Every time Daddy took me out on the streets, they called me freak, demon, and things like that. Don't you see? Everybody hated me. They all did. And it was all just because I had those bumps on my face, and my left leg was like a big clump. Only Daddy loved me, and he took care of me. No, I never was. All this here, it started when the old woman died. Yes, one day she just fell down and died as she walked past our house. Her heart stopped beating, that's what Daddy said, but all the others said it was me. That I killed the woman with wild magic because I'm a pathless demon, a freak. But that's a lie. I never wanted to hurt anyone, ever. They only said that because they hated me from the start. No, nothing is all right. Nothing at all. They came 2 days after that happened. It was already dark, and Daddy and I were asleep when all of a sudden they came into my room and tried to pull me out of my bed. I screamed and I cried, and then Daddy came and started screaming too and punched one of the men in the face. And then one of the women pulled a knife from her coat and she... Yes, I don't think she wanted to, but she just stabbed him in his belly again and again. And suddenly there was blood everywhere, on the floor, on my drawings, on the bed sheets, even on Thoris's basket. Then they looked at each other in a weird way and just ran. Do you understand? They just ran and left me and Daddy there. I was so afraid, brother. I was so afraid. And then the stone started speaking to me. Yes, do you see the necklace? The stone is in there. Daddy said I already had it when they found me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but I was afraid that when you found out where it was, you would just take it and leave. It said that it could make everything better, that I could make it so Daddy didn't die, and that all my wishes would come true. I would finally be able to walk like the others, and everyone would love me as if I were normal. What do you think? I said, yes. Then everything went black and I felt a tickle in my tummy, like when Daddy used to lift me in the air to play Myrad. When I woke up again, everything was different. It was day, and my room was so beautiful and light, and there was toys everywhere, and Daddy wasn't bleeding anymore, but was sitting on my bed. And he told me that I just had a bad dream, and that I should go look in the mirror. And when I did, I saw that I looked different, like the other children, just normal. Yes and no. It's the normal world, but different. It is as I want it to be. Yes, I think that the stone can make every person here in Silver Grove see the world that I want, and do what I want them to, even before I know it myself. At first, I was so happy, Everything was so beautiful. There were date pies every night, and everyone loved me. Even the other children played with me because I didn't have the bumps anymore. I was so happy. Because I found out that they were only nice to me because I want them to be. And they all just do what I want them to do, all the time. When I play tag with Cages, for example, it's not really him that I'm running from, it's me. He's just like a doll, a puppet, and everyone who comes into Silver Grove becomes like that, even if I don't want them to. But you are different. I felt it the moment Gumek let you through the gate. You see my Silver Grove, but you do what you want, not what I want. I don't know, but whenever I look at you, it's like a part of you isn't really there. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it is. No, I can't. The stone. They told me once what would happen if I did. Everyone would die, because they haven't eaten anything real for years. It's only me, only my wishes that make them healthy, you see? And even if that didn't happen, I never want to go back out there. Daddy would die, and I would have the bumps again, and everyone would hate me. That is why you have to stay. Don't you see? Together, we can be happy here, and I wouldn't be alone anymore. Please, I beg you. This is my third wish, and you promised me that you'd fulfill all of them. You promised me. No, there isn't. We'd all die if I made this world go away. You, me, everyone. You have to stay. Why don't you believe me? There isn't. And even if there was, I wouldn't do it. You know why? Because you'd hate me out there, just like all the others. You'd see my face, the bumps, my leg, and you'd spit on me and just run away. I know you would, because it's always been like that. Always. I just can't take it anymore. Can't you see? I just can't. You say that now, but how can I know it's the truth? How can I know you won't run away when you see how I really look? Tell me how I can trust you. Promise, but... No, I don't believe you. I couldn't even make you like me here, could I? You were always mean to me. You always said that my games were stupid and you just wanted the stone. And you know what? You were right. I was an idiot. I was a bad brother. But I'll do better. I'll think of funnier games, paint better pictures, and I'll make you love me. But here, not out there. Not in that cold, evil world. You really mean it? Oh, I knew it. I knew that you would say yes right from the beginning. Thank you. You really make me happy. You know that? You really, really do. Yes, yes. Of course. Here, I'll give you the necklace. Just hold it in your hand and think of something you want to come true. Come on, try it. It's really, really easy. You'll see. Yes, and the stone will make it come true. Only here in Silvergrove, of course. But still, come on, try it. It's so much fun. I promise. So, did you already make a wish? It won't take long. Wait. What is this? I feel so... Oh no, the stone. It's in my head. Help me, brother. Help me. It hurts so much.
Yes? Yes? Only fragments. Shreds of thoughts like the memory of flying above the rooftops in that devastated village. But still, throughout all the time we were in that castle, I had this feeling of familiarity. I guess now I know why. Well, you're asking the wrong person here. I think you are more familiar with that woman than I am. But judging from what you told me, and what she did to me, more and more I get the impression that she tries to channel the course of history. She influences it through single, relatively mundane interventions, like what she did back in the castle. But this is just guesswork, Saira. I don't know. Saira, please. I know you mean well, but to be honest, I don't want to think about this. When all this, the High Ones, the cycle is over, I'll have plenty of time for pondering. Tyrus is my father, and he always will be. Delgalar, he had good intentions, but still, he made me into what I am. He put that stone inside my head and gave birth to that creature. Yeah, I guess he is. I don't know, Saira. Truth be told, I don't know what to think or feel anymore. Just give me some time to process this. Yes, I've thought about that too. You know, I try to imagine what it would be like, meeting her after all these years. I probably wouldn't even know what to say. But even if she is still alive, she probably thinks I'm dead. I'll have to think about this. I'll tell you once I've come to a conclusion. Not really, no. I mean, of course, now I at least know where it comes from and that, well, that its existence isn't my fault. But still, it's there and I'll have to live with it forever. Nothing can change that.
Yes? Have you found any of the stones yet? Oh my, that is horrible. I knew Dalgais wasn't exactly a paragon of virtue, but to abandon one's son simply because... I will never understand those sorts of people. But still, this tragedy tells us we were right about our theory regarding the stones. To destroy the village and make this boy suffer, that is perfidious, truly perfidious. Anyhow, let's see if we were right. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Well, exactly what we thought would happen, I'd wager. The stone connected with the beacon. And what a connection it was. I've never seen such energy, let alone felt it. But be that as it may, half a chicken doesn't make a cake. We still need 2 more stones. Oh, by the righteous path. His own sister? Poor man. I had heard about those murders. It's cruel, truly cruel. Why in blazes are the High Ones doing this? I think and I think, but I just can't find an answer. Maybe. At least all that suffering wasn't in vain. Let us insert the stone. Here you go looking for a stone, and you simultaneously solve an Enderalian mystery. Good work. I had read theories about what happened to the Count, but this is not what I had imagined. I wonder what became of that girl. Huh. Seems as if a part of the stone's energy really was banished into her body. Just look at it, it's somehow duller than the others. But still, it shouldn't make a difference. Wait a moment. Do you feel that? Something's different. The sea of eventualities. I can't feel it anymore.
Wherever you look, where is this supposed
No,
to lead?
I don't think so. It's like a veil put in front of my eyes. This doesn't bode well, it truly does not. Skyrim. He's currently trying to raise the barriers. The ones at the gates. They are meant to magically seal them as a protection against Korek's armies. The walls are nearly impenetrable, but the gates aren't. Skyrim said he would raise entropical barriers to take care of that. Quickly, go see him and find out what is going on. I will secure the beacon as best I can. Go.
What's the meaning of this?
The Niramis, they're inside the King's Bay. Their ships, they just appeared. I don't understand.
They just appeared? Are you trying to tell us that an entire fleet entered our harbor and nobody noticed it?
Of course. They cast an invisibility spell on their fleet. A magical blockade prevented us from recognizing them. Good plan. Thanks to the utterly capable military around here. And it worked out perfectly.
Watch your mouth, wild mage. Nobody...
Come on. It does not matter how it happened. We must act quickly. Sharon, is the spell for the barrier of the gates ready?
One at the main gate, yes. But until now, we couldn't cast it because of the blockade. Can I give the signal?
Yes. They want us to panic, but we will not do them the favor. Activate the barrier, then return to us. Soldier, you said that the Nerimes have already invaded the city. To what extent?
They're in the fog district, I think. They overran the harbor gate before we were able to close it. But Sergeant Harlechan has entrenched himself at the gate of the lower district. We won't be able to hold it for long.
Good. Commander, station your soldiers on the battlement and use arrows to keep the Nerimes at a distance. Don't let them get close to the market. You, Prophet, will accompany me there. We will liberate the south quarter and then secure the harbor gate, so that Skyrim will be able to place a barrier there as well. At least the heart of the city will be safe then.
You're going to fight.
Yes. Now go. Time is of the essence.
Understood. Soldier, follow me.
Are you ready? Magic, as Skyrim said. They've put a spell on their fleet to make it invisible. Probably the doing of Korek's mute bodyguard. I've heard stories about him, and I fear they have infiltrated us in secret too. But we won't discuss this now. Are you ready? Good. We need to find Sergeant Harleyan. The soldier said he's in the south quarter. Follow me. It's over.
Well, suppose reconquering the gate didn't go as well as planned, did it? What happened here?
Nothing. Secure the gate.
As you wish. However, seems we have a visitor.
Tiamor Aranthiel on the battlefield. I must confess, I am surprised. Oh my, look at these poor fools, trusted you until the end. It seems you still value human life as little as you did back in Kira. How many people was it, Aranthiel? I have forgotten.
Wise words from the mouth of a warmonger.
Oh, so that is what I am to you. If I remember correctly, it was you who refused to negotiate. You might not believe it, but I enjoy this no more than you do. Hence, one more time, Aranthiel, surrender. Your so-called army is a joke compared to mine, and it is merely a matter of time until we find a way into the city. So, for once in your life, make the right call and end this conflict before it gets even bloodier than it is now.
Well said, Korik. So, what do you expect us to do now? Ask in your wisdom? Kneel before you?
Yaslan Sharim, how disappointing to see you here. All your life you have fought religion and its tentacles, and now you fight for it.
I fight for something called common sense. Should try it sometime.
As I said, Aranthiel, last chance. Stop working on the beacon, and no one will be harmed. The cleansing has to happen, and you will not stop it.
Trust me, I will. Now, is that all?
It is. It is. Alma, line up the prisoners. I want to see each one of them crucified before nightfall. And then inform the troops. Every Enderalian will be killed on sight.
Understood.
What?
Religion is a sickness, Aranthiel. And it is the cause of pretty much all the evil that has happened in this world over the past millennia. Your son saw that too, unlike you, but he also made a fatal mistake. To believe that the death of the Lightborn was going to change things. But they were just a symptom, not the cause of the sickness. The cause is religiosity itself, this particular way of thinking. Oh, believe me, my train of thought is more rational than you might think. Religious people choose irrationality above reason, and dogmas above free thinking. They turn themselves into puppets, and by doing this, they are responsible too. And your behavior, Aranthiel, is the last proof I needed. Believe me, I wish there were another way, but you have shown me that there isn't. The High Ones will never elevate us until the ulcer of religiosity has been torn from every single head in this world. I've tried the peaceful way, but you don't seem to want it. Now live with the consequences. By the way, it's good to see that you have survived. What's about to happen now is your fault, Aranthiel. Don't even try to convince yourself otherwise.
Take this. We need to go back to the temple. And lead that entropist right into the city. Their death was necessary. It was an honor for them. As soon as Skyrim and the Arcanists have cast the seal on the door, it will be as safe as it can get, yes. But let us talk in the temple. We will proceed as planned. Light the beacon as soon as possible. That is all that matters.
Jorek has betrayed us, Tilo.
What?
He has revealed the locations of our scouting posts to Korek's army. That's why we didn't see their ships coming. A keeper has caught him talking to Korek through one of the silver plates. And don't worry, he's only unconscious.
Commander, get him out of here.
Of course, Grandmaster. Where should I take him?
Anywhere, for heck's sake! We will deal with him later. This is not a case for the Tribune.
Very well, Grandmaster.
What is the status of the beacon? Where is Marigel?
At the beacon. And there is a problem with your machine. But that's something they should tell you themselves. Now, excuse me, the entire city is in panic. The people expect an explanation.
Then give them one. Follow me, Prophet, to the beacon.
Well, if you say so, then I guess we have to get used to the idea that our machine will not glow anytime soon.
What are you talking about? We have the stones.
Grandmaster. Yes, that is right. We have the stones, and they give the beacon the energy it needs, as we had assumed. But
this crystal in the middle of the cross, it is the core of the machine, the Numinos.
So?
The Numinos is empty, Grandmaster. That's why it is so dark. If we were to ignite the beacon now, its energy would be emitted aimlessly, with devastating results.
An explosion, to be precise. An enormous one. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of experience in building Pyrean machines, so yes, indeed, we had not noticed it before. No, it's more than that. The beacon can defeat the High Ones. The more we learn about it, the more certain we become. However, it needs a target, a kind of focal point. And if we ignite it without one, things will become very uncomfortable. Yes, at least that's what the writing suggests. Imagine the beacon as a huge arcane barrel full of black powder. To ignite it means to release all the energy stored within, and for all we know, it will be streaming towards the container with the crystal in its center, the numinous. However, if this numinous is empty, then it will backfire, so to speak. An explosion. So it seems, yes.
I am very sorry, Grandmaster. We should have seen it
We
coming.
have to find this Luminos as soon as possible.
Yes. And before you ask, we don't know yet what the numinous actually is, and neither do we know where to search for it.
But we will find a way. Give us a week, maybe two, and there will be results, I assure you.
Then begin. Prophet, get some rest. You will need it.
Such chaos.
Pathlessness wherever you look.
Yes, I think so. But right now we can't do anything but read the writings from old Dothul Grad for the umpteenth time, hoping for some clue we might have missed before. Yes, he did. Even though he was one of the closest confidants of the Grand Master, I don't know what to say. Not really. But it was no secret that he regarded the Grand Master's actions against the Neramis as careless. He does not seem to understand that the beacon is our only chance. Yes, I guess. You should take a rest. I was told what you did to secure the gate. We'll call you as soon as we need your help.
One more time. Why did you kill Pegast?
I didn't kill her. How often do I have to tell you that?
The Prophet found a bottle of cap dust near her body. How do you explain that?
Well, maybe there are thousands of dust addicts in the city, and not just me. Damn it. Yes, I gave Korek the locations of our outposts, but I had nothing to do with the death of that woman.
Then at least tell us who else Korek bought. Who hired the mercenaries in Old Rashengrad?
I don't know, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. And do you know why? Because this war is madness, Tealor. It is madness. It is unnecessary, and you are too fucking blind to see it.
I am blind? Which of us is the traitor? Which of us is responsible for the deaths of hundreds and hundreds of people?
Let's stick to the point. Accusations lead us nowhere.
A word of wisdom from your mouth, Natara. Bravo. Pity that your wisdom doesn't go beyond words. Weren't you always the most determined of the three of us? For 3 decades you led this country, and you never showed any weakness. But no, as soon as the grand, presumed dead Tealor Aranthiel returns, all you do is bow and scrape. Why, Natara? Have you too come to believe that pile of scrap metal out there can save us? Whatever that's supposed to look like. Or do you do it because Tealor warmed your bed back in the day?
You are only making it worse.
Oh, am I? You are so bloody blind. Blind and stupid. Both of you. Don't you realize how much of a fool this Korek really is? His only condition for peace was that we would stop rebuilding some ancient machine. What would that have cost us? Nothing. But no, Tealor. To you, this fantasy of cycles and high ones is more important. More important than anything else. Damn it, even your own people.
Fantasy. So you still believe that the threat is not real? After all that has happened?
I don't know. I'm a warrior, not a sage. But even if it is real, what I do know is that we can only lose this war, and that we will dig more graves with each day we wage it. Up here we are safe, yes, but what about the villages, the farmers? Don't get me wrong, Tealor. I know what I did. But sometimes a quick cut is better than bleeding out slowly. Korek would have conquered the city. We would have surrendered. And maybe he would have even shown mercy. But it's too late for that now.
No. You didn't do this for our country or our people. You did it because you wanted to save your own skin. Nothing more and nothing less. And yes, Jarek, maybe you are right. Maybe we can't win this war. But that doesn't mean I will surrender. Because I have something that you don't. Principles. You don't have any. You have nothing but your bottle of booze and your bloody dust. You are a hollow man, without talent. And the only reason you are here, and not in the alleys of the Undercity, is your bloodline. And now people are dead, all because of your cowardice. Do not think I will ignore that for old time's sake. I will count to 3. Who else has Koreg bought? 1.
Now aren't you a tough guy, Tealor?
2.
What I did was right. One day you'll realize this too, and then you will be ashamed for you just...
Tealor.
We are done here.